I've been trying to connect my camera for 18 minutes and it has not worked. So I've just accepted that it's not going to work for today and I just want to get this video done with because I really want to give you this info. So I was reading my 15 pages for today, which I'm going to be honest, I really didn't want to do. I remember this morning when I was supposed to read my 15 pages, I had to wake up late because I had to finish an assignment yesterday. So I missed my time where I was supposed to read, and then I just like later on in the day I did not want to read, and I am so happy I did because not only did I stick to my habit, but I also learned this gem. This book, Think and Grow Rich, is one of my favorite self-improvement books, and from all of the self-improvement books I've read, this is the only one which I'm planning to read twice, maybe even three times, because there's so much info in this, especially for like info that I want to learn from the age that I am right now, that it's just like not enough to, learn all of it in one sitting. But so the reason I'm making this video is because I want to talk about something I learned while reading today, which is the concept of the invisible counsel. And I found this concept really interesting because the entire point of this book is that it's really a book that that plays on the idea that anything that you can think and like push into your subconscious mind through auto suggestion, which is just like repeating it to yourself over and over, like, and really desiring it and putting your faith into it, it can become possible. And what this invisible counsel idea is that it plays into that idea. And basically what it is well, he recommends you do it before going to bed, but for me it just really works whenever. But so basically, like, you're gonna get 5 to 9 to probably like an infinite amount of people if you want, of like inspirational people, which like that you always compare yourself to, you always get information from, all that. It could be literally anyone, but just someone that like you aspire to be like, or you aspire to learn from. And so they're gonna be a member of your council, and once you get like a couple of these members, you're gonna set up a meeting in your head, which is why it's better at night because you can really just like do it while meditation. But so you're gonna set up like a board meeting where you're like the chairman. And so what you're gonna do is, as the chairman, you're gonna talk to all of these people, all of these like influencers, uh, I don't know, businessmen, entrepreneurs, anything. You're gonna talk to them, and you're gonna just have a conversation. You're gonna talk about things you're struggling with, things you might need help with, and what seen work very well, and what he really recommends to do with this, is to like ask them to pass the info that they know on to you. And that might seem pretty crazy, but this book also talks about the sixth sense, which he says are like hunches. And like when you get info from out of nowhere. And what he just says is that, like, through this invisible counsel thing, by repeatedly asking for that info, you're gonna actively start looking for it, and like getting towards receiving that info. And maybe it'll just come to you, or something like that. It sounds pretty far-fetched, but for me it's actually worked pretty well. And yeah, this isn't the first time that he's talked about the idea, but this time he goes more in depth on it, and I really like that. But so I really suggest that you try this out for yourself. Just get like 5 people if you can, if you really just want to get started. You don't want to be thinking about who to add, and then just like have a meeting with them. Just like have a conversation with them. Have a conversation with those people. You know how they act, you know how they think, and then just like in your mind, just have a meeting with them. Ask them how to solve your problems, all of that. And what this is also going to do is it's going to give you different perspectives, since although it's going to still be in your mind, you're going to start thinking about more. I mean, I'm kind of just yapping here, but it's going to help you think more about like different ideas, different ways to solve it, and it's also gonna play like how would this person solve it. Well, just by thinking of that, you're gonna automatically see a different perspective and try to solve it a different way. But yeah, I would really recommend this book if you're trying to get started with self improvement, especially if you just are looking for a good self improvement book. This is a really good one. Since here you can even see my collection of books, which I have over there. I've read a lot of books since I started my journey around a year ago, and this has definitely been top on the top for sure. Some other ones which I suggest are Never Split the Difference, which is a really good if you're looking for business, and not only that, but like really convincing people to give you what you want, which is basically the concept of the book. Then there's also one of my favorites, Never Finished by David Goggins, which in my opinion is better than the first book. Since the first book, I find he talks more about himself more than like ideas and concepts which he thinks about, and this book goes more in depth of that, and I really like it. But so the last one which I can recommend to you, and it's a pretty simple one. Anyone who's in self improvement probably knows it. It's Atomic Habits. And those are probably the books that I would highly recommend if you're starting off or if you're just looking for a good book, since they are really good. But so the reason that I'm planning on reading this again, is because I found that just by reading it, I didn't learn as much as I could. So I'm gonna go over it again, like they taught us in school, with like a highlighter and all that, like your focus and notice, and then I'm gonna just like go over it, and with a highlighter, just know which points that I think are important. So if I ever want to come back to the book, I can. But so yeah, that's really it. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time.